Welcome to the 1000 GM Player Profiles. I'm here with an amazing player, Grandmaster Kamil Dragun. Welcome to the show, Kamil. How does it feel to be here?
Thank you. It's very nice to be here. It's actually, I think, first time that I'm doing something like this.
Great.
So let's see how it goes.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm really glad you took the time. I mean, a lot of players will know you out there because you're one of the top Polish players in the world, and just a very strong grandmaster overall. So we're very excited to see you here. So first, though, before we dig into that, let's let's take a few questions from the sponsor 1000 GM, and the first thing they want to know is what you think the impact of 1000 GM will be if they're able to execute their mission. That is, create 1000 GMs in the United States and uh, produce these tournaments for free for norm seekers.
But the mission is exactly to create like 1,000 new GMs or to add to.
It's to create the infrastructure to get there, yeah. It's a
Oh,
lofty
oh,
goal.
well, the mission is very cool. Like actually, there is like lots of talented players in United States. Like playing against kids in United States is horrible. Like you don't want to you don't want to play those kids. Like believe me, like I gave so much rating already that
Oh wow, that's interesting. I actually I didn't expect that answer. So you're saying that the young students here are really on the rise and they're super strong.
yeah, it feels like they calculate extremely well and they know a lot of theory.
Hmm.
I think they are still lacking some strategical background, but generally it's like very tough to play them, and especially when when you are like 300 points above them, it's just like you have not much to win, but a lot of to lose.
Yeah.
Especially if you land in their opening prep, you are like in huge trouble.
Okay, so that's the competition you're going to face. Let's think about. I'm curious to hear your perspective of getting your IM and GM titles in Europe. Did you have to spend a lot of money doing that?
I always had a lot of help from Polish Chess Federation and from my club, still on Gorzów.
Okay.
So basically, here in United States, like okay, the federation I think is supporting um, young guys, but I don't feel like you have like chess clubs like who and clubs competition like the league or something like this.
Yeah, no, nothing like in Europe. I mean,
Yeah, basically in Europe, this is like also a good source of income for the players as you are getting paid for playing, not like for getting a certain result. And yeah, those leagues like Bundesliga, Czech League, Polish League,
mhm.
like they are always like it's kind of less stressful that to earn some money you just go to play, not that you have to win.
Do you know who's sponsoring those leagues?
Mm, Not sure, but they have some sponsors, like somebody is giving money for them because as I understand here, like mostly like round robin tournaments, it's like basically you have to invite three guys, right? But
Hmm.
the other seven guys they have to pay the entry fee, which
Yeah,
is like 800 bucks to participate. So as I understand, they are sponsoring basically my appearance fee
yeah.
and my
That
hotel.
is that's the usual method. 1000 GM is actually charging the norm seekers nothing, so they're paying the GMs, paying you guys, and the norm seekers aren't actually paying anything. And I think,
That's pretty good.
yeah, is that a good deal? Yeah, I mean, the hard part I think is that there aren't many corporate sponsorships of chess clubs like that in America, and frankly, national monies. You know, the federal government in America doesn't provide any money for chess leagues or anything like that. Does the Polish government provide money for sports like that?
Uh, yes, I think now Polish Chess Federation has a lot of support from government. Basically, I'm not sure how it exactly works, but generally, like even like when you have the support of government, then government helps you to find some like companies that will give you the money for organization of the tournaments.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. They're working hand in hand with the corporate sponsorship as well. Okay, well I appreciate that look into European chess and comparing it to American chess. I want to end this segment on the hard question. Is there systemic discrimination in chess towards financially privileged players? Meaning, do the players that have more money, do they have more access to, getting IM and GM titles and then progressing through their career?
Yeah, well, I think it's easier to start for sure. Like as at the beginning, you have to invest some money into that, like into coaching when you are going for the tournaments. Also, it's quite costly, except like spending the time you have to go also with the kids usually. Then, yeah, I guess it's much easier when you have money.
Yeah, yeah, like most things in life. Okay, well, I appreciate that, Camille. Let's move on to what I love to hear about, which is your life. And I would like to start like all the way from the beginning. What got you into chess, and what age did you start playing?
I started when I was 5 years old,
Oh wow.
and my grandfather taught me how to play.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And actually, like he didn't wanna teach me chess. He wanted to play checkers against me. Uh, but in my house, we didn't have checkers. We just had a chessboard. And back then, we didn't know that basically you can play checkers by using like chess.
Oh wow.
So he just showed me the rules, and I got it kind of quickly. Like the same day, I think when my father came back from work, like I challenged him already.
Oh wow.
And yeah, after that, my parents realized that there might be something about that, and they registered me for some coaching, like to some group
Wait.
with
You,
other
you
kids.
didn't win the first game, did you?
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
okay. I was going to say that's super talent then. Okay, but very quickly you started beating your dad then, right?
Yeah, but the first games like were kind of funny. Like we always were kind of making a race with Fianchetto, like G3, B6, Bishop G2, Bishop B7.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. It was funny. There was another player that told me the similar thing. They were just always seeing Keto, and then they would just beat players because they take the rook. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so then you said you got coaching. Do you remember any of the names of your first coaches? I like to shout them out.
Well, the first one was Olaf Michalski.
Okay,
After that, it was Przemysław Liwak.
got it.
But after that, actually, I joined a group of Andrzej Modzelon. And this was actually, I was the youngest in the group. Like, I was like younger, at least 2 years, I think,
Oh wow.
than other participants. There was like five of us, and I was the weakest.
Oh wow. How did you take that? I mean, was it hard to be the weakest player?
Yeah, at the beginning it was tough. Like you nobody likes to be the weakest. Like
And then lose every game, right? Yeah.
yeah, but my huge advantage was that I was younger. As like
Mhm.
at some point I was catching up, and my friends they had to compete against kids who were like older, like in their age, and I was at the like I got to the similar level, and I was younger, so I was actually became pretty strong, like in my own age group quite quickly, like at least in Poland.
Right. And so then, when did you achieve your first title?
Well, I think around difficult question, like 8, 10 years old, like
Oh,
somewhere there I started like winning some um, Polish championship, like juniors, like under 10 or under 8.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So you were the number one in your age category in Poland.
I think I was number 2.
Oh, okay.
I
You
think
still can win, huh?
yeah, I'm not sure. I think I was often second, like taking second place. Like there was one kid who was like way more talented than me,
Yeah.
and I think he was 1 year younger. But like when I was like 1800, he was like 2050. So
Okay.
he was like extremely talented, but eventually he disappeared like from chess.
Right, right, and you've way surpassed his abilities by now. When did you
Yeah.
start playing international events?
International events. I think my first world championship was when I was 10 years old. It was like in France, in Belfort, but it wasn't very successful. I think I was far away, like 30 or farther.
Okay, okay, yeah, that must be a big leap. What does it feel like to go from, winning your national championship for your age category to playing on the bigger stage?
Uh, Actually, it wasn't such a big surprise because always when you have ratings, like, you more or less know what is your level compared to others.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
But yeah, I knew that like in Poland I was pretty good, but in world not really, like nothing special.
okay. So then, you went in with that expectation. At what age was the expectation that you were going to win World Youth?
uh,
Well, I saw you won under 16. So
yeah, well, but it wasn't really an expectation. It was like more like a surprise for
okay,
everyone.
okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so let's go to that World Youth where you won under 16, and then
Uh,
what were you ranked going into that World Youth that you won?
I think I was around 10, 15 seat.
Okay, so yeah,
And
that is a big surprise then.
yeah, I think I was 1 year younger, though. I was 15 years old,
Oh wow.
probably. If I remember correctly, I have actually a very bad memory. So if you're asking me about
I mean,
this stuff, I
you're doing fine. Don't feel bad at all. If you don't remember something, it's natural. You were surprised to win that, and then was there a point at which you realized that you could become IM and GM?
yes, actually, I was like kind of progressing. Like I made it to 2400.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think I got my IM title. And when you have already like those European and World Championship, like the expectations are growing. So
Yeah.
uh, I was actually always considered being quite lazy toward chess, like that. I
That's
didn't
funny.
work much,
That's funny.
but like I was doing something. I always like I didn't like to just sit over the board and like watch the games of the like former world champions or anything like this.
Right.
But I always like to follow how my friends are doing. Like and actually still this is always like when my friends are participating somewhere, I always like follow and even like no matter what's their level, like I always like to analyze the game by on my own. I am like, oh, why not this move? Like you could play here, and like I guess this gave me a lot.
Yeah.
And I also I love to play always. Like I played online very often, and I think this actually also gave me a lot. But back then it was considered that it's not very good training
Yeah,
playing
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good actually. We can talk about that. Where were you playing online?
on play chess.
Oh, play chess. Wow. That's great. That's really good. So you're saying that it wasn't considered good to play online all the time. What time controls are we talking about? 1 minute, 3 minute, five?
Well, I used to play 3+0 or 5+0, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, bullets like 1+0, it's too fast for me. But nowadays, like when I see like how fast the guys are playing, it's just like
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But why do you think the common wisdom then was not to play 3-0 or 5-0 all the time?
actually I don't know, but it was like some kind of stereotype, I guess, that it kind of makes you like to make bad moves like
Yeah.
that, you know. Now, actually, like if you look at the youngsters, all of them are like monsters online. Like they play bullets, blitzes, like they are extremely strong, like stronger than in classical chess.
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny how that is. Yeah, it was common wisdom around that time. I'm a little bit older than you, but I mean, they were always saying never to play blitz. But what do you think about playing all those games? I think it sounds like you had a real general or genuine interest in the truth in the position. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I feel always I was also always competitive. Like I like to win, so always when you put effort and try to find the best moves, like in some like you're somehow limited by time on the clock, then I guess you are kind of pushing yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And would you review those games, or would you play games back to back, 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 back?
Yeah, like check the interesting moments that, for instance, that I didn't have like enough time and I messed up. I was like, oh, but probably I was winning somewhere. I was going back and checking like, oh, and trying to find where I was winning.
And you got your IM title at what age?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh
Like
wow.
probably like around 15, 16 years old.
And then you got your GM title probably just a few years later, right? Or 1 year.
Yeah, I think 17, 18, somewhere there.
Okay, I mean, what do you do? I mean, I don't think many people know what this is like, so this is why I'm interested in drilling down on it. What do you do when you get your GM title at 18? I mean, what do you think for your career? Like, what did you even think was next?
Well, I was never like completely said that I'll be like a professional chess player. So I always just play the game because I like it. And at some point, always there was like some kind of progress, like after some time. And it wasn't like a lot of hard work. It was just like, it was happening naturally at some point. But I knew that at some point there has to be some kind of a wall, right? It's eventually you have to put like an enormous effort to progress. But for some guys, I guess the wall appears faster than for others. And for me, I guess I met my wall around 2600.
Yeah.
This was like already actually like from 2500 to 26. I started working with Polish national team coach Bartosz Soczko, and he actually taught me that I need to work hard to progress. That I cannot be lazy, like that. And this was like amazing time in my career. Like I got from 25 to 26, 25, and that was my highest rating in my career.
Yeah.
And I arrived in United States with this
Okay.
rating.
Okay. And then
uh,
did you get distracted by other things in life? Or
well, I started studying at UTRGV,
okay.
and I thought it's still possible to play and to study. However, it feels like the higher your level, the more work you need to put. So when I had a university and I couldn't focus only on chess, I had other stuff to worry about.
Right. Right.
It became more difficult. Also, there were some like frustrating results eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
And
splitting your mental energies, right?
yeah, chess actually like you can completely burn out eventually. Like, like the games are super tense. Like you have to be on your 100% for 5 hours, and when you mess up once at the end, might be all over. Like it's just like small distraction and 5 hours work for nothing. Like it's very upsetting very often.
Okay, well, I mean, I hope you can do great in these events. You still obviously really love playing. Are you actually training for these events, or, I mean, is your level still just strong enough that you really don't have to train that much?
It depends. Sometimes I try to prepare a little bit, but yeah, like it's not like in the past. Like it just actually like 1 year ago, like around September 2021, I was like, okay, like I was 2550, and I was okay. Let's come back to 2600, and I actually was doing well. I played like 4 tournaments, and I gained 10 points on every of them. I was 2590, and then I went to St. Louis, and I got an invitation to St. Louis A, which was a big thing for me because I was the last seed.
Oh, wow. Who were you playing against there?
Well, like Darek Świercz, Hans Niemann, Sam Sevian, Jeffrey Xiong.
Oh man, that's a stacked field. Wow.
Yeah, and I could feel it actually.
So that's why you're saying the youngsters in the United States are so strong. I see. I mean,
no, but
Jeffrey's insane.
Yeah, also there was Ilya Nizhnik. Like the field was crazy. Like they beat me very badly.
Oh no! So what are you taking from that? What are you taking from those games?
Like they kind of showed me that I wasn't working hard for like last years, and if I would like to catch up, like then I would have to put a lot of effort basically to catch up with chess theory, for instance. Like now the openings are extremely important. If you don't know the opening, like it very often puts you in trouble. Like, and those guys usually they have some ideas like for every game, like and yeah, you just have to work a lot now, like to be basically aware of all those novelties. Like I guess you have to have access to cloud engines. Yeah, like you have to be extremely professional and put a lot of effort to play nowadays.
So that's the hard question. Is it worth the effort?
Like that's the problem. That's the reason I lost the motivation. Like because eventually, like playing in United States is like very difficult to live up from playing. Like now, my plan is when I graduate, my plan is try to find some normal stable work in some corporation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you spend all the time going to school. You might as well get a job.
Yeah, like the opens here, like, even when you have like this work open, it seems like it's crazy fun, right? Like there is 20K for the first place. But if you look at the construction of the prizes, there is like a lot of money, like in some rating categories, like under 2400, there is also like 10K. Yeah. So, or there are other categories. And basically, if you are in the highest category, you have to take like second or third place to win that much money, which is extremely difficult. As last time in Philadelphia, there was Jeffrey playing and Ilya Nizhnik. So we had two guys 27. And eventually, I think 7 or 8 players shared first place, which is like, I think every of them won like 5K.
Yeah, I mean, and they're amateurs winning more.
Yeah, like, but the point is that if you want to live up from chess and you are forced to win, it's very unpleasant. Like, mentally you will be, eventually should be completely exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, and that's actually my recent attitude, that I'm asking myself, if it's worth it to put like so much energy into chess, like to work hard for like half year or 1 year, try to catch up, like maybe get back to 26, maybe try to get to 2650. But what's after that, like, you know?
Yeah.
So still there will be the same tournaments. It's not easy at all to beat like guys like 2400 now. They also know everything like in the opening.
It's true. With the engines, oh man, the engines just like change everything.
Yeah, the game is super tough now. Like, well, I still have some tricks that they allow me to not lose too much rating.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. You still have tactical ways to get out of things. So this is just for fun, and you know, you can say I don't care about that question and throw it out, or you know, just say a little bit about it if you want. The first question is, who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, superhero. You know, actually, I like anime. Like, do you watch anime?
No. Oh, I mean, I know some anime, but like I don't know that
That's,
much. But yeah, go ahead, say something. I mean, somebody out there will know it.
recently, I like to watch Fairy Tale, and I like Natsu Dragneel.
Okay.
But I don't think it's correct answer for a superhero. It's more like those like Marvel guys, probably, right?
Yeah, that's fine though. I mean, somebody will know it. There's lots of anime fans out there. Okay, what's your favorite holiday destination?
Destination?
Yeah.
I like to be at my home. I actually didn't spend Christmas already in my home like for the last 6-7 years.
Okay.
So
where's
yeah,
your hometown?
Gorzów Wielkopolski,
Okay.
on the west in Poland, like near to the border with Germany.
Is chess an art or a sport or a game?
I always saw it as a sport. Like, you know, for me, it's a competition. You just need to find your opponent's weaknesses somehow.
Yeah.
You know more or less what you are good at, and you have to try to guide the game basically in the way that will be favorable for you.
Yeah. And do you think that's a difference between how Americans see chess and Europeans see chess?
Yeah, in America, it's kind of different. Yeah, like even the construction of those tournaments, it's like a business here.
Yeah.
And in Europe, it's like, you know, you have 10 days, you have the pairings out, you can prepare. It's like you're trying to, the game starts basically when the pairings are out.
Right. Okay, I appreciate that perspective. And then the last fun one. What would you like to say to your fans?
Oh, to my fans. I don't think I have them.
Give them a message. They're clamoring for a message.
I'm not done yet. Like, it looks like I'm retiring, but this is not my last words.
That's excellent. Okay, on that note, let's look at one of your best games here. So go ahead and share your screen when you're ready.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's one of the best, but it's from the last tournament in New York.
The freshest. We'll call it the most fresh game.
Yeah. So.
Okay,
can you see?
Yeah, I can see it. Who are you playing, and what's the tournament again?
So the tournament was a round robin in New York that I played like 5 days ago.
Okay.
And I was playing against Maximilian Lu. I think he's like 17, 18 years old.
Wow.
I actually saw him in Philadelphia, and he seems pretty strong, actually. Probably he will be a grandmaster in the future.
Okay, and did you prepare for this game, or did you just?
Yes, I was preparing. Like for most of the games, I was trying to prepare well. So yeah, I kind of expected this opening here, and well, like, he was getting to this in different move order. I think he was starting like d4 before, so c4 kind of surprised me, but at some point he transposed to the position that I wanted here.
Okay, great. Oh, interesting.
So I was happy when he played d4 here,
Right.
because I was ready for this, but for other stuff I didn't repeat much, so I would be out of the book almost. So yeah, this is the system that my UTRGV coach Bartek Macieja he showed me, and I pretty like it. It's very, very solid, and there is a lot of pieces on the board. So the point is that bishop on d2 here is worse placed than on c1, as like after knight f3, c6, c2, knight bd7, castle, castle. Here, if the bishop was on c1, white would play knight bd2 and e4.
Right.
And actually, recently, I think Michał Antipov, he kind of tricked me. And we got to this position with bishop on c1, and I didn't know what to do. And I got terrible position.
I see. So you're okay. Happy from that experience. Was that before this game?
Yeah, it was this St. Louis tournament that I got beaten very badly.
Okay.
Actually, I played against Michał Antipov in the last round, and we were playing for the last place.
Oh, man.
And I was being beaten very badly, but at some point he made like a lot of mistakes at the end, and I was able to win, and I took 9th place.
Yeah, so here you're happy because you knew the bishop is bad on d2.
Yeah, it's still like the big beginning of the theory here, but here I was pretty ready. So after rook d1, d6, b3, and yeah, here is still my preparation.
Was he moving quickly here? Was he still in his preparation?
Yeah, I think he started thinking somewhere after a5.
Okay.
Yeah, bishop c3, knight e4. Here he already spent some time for sure. So yeah, here I just knew that my next move is f5, and yeah, that probably I want to throw my bishop to a6 and to play b5 somewhere. And that was pretty all of my prep. I think here I offered him a draw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not very, very aggressive in those round robins. I was actually already I was 4 out of 5, so I was plus 3 in the tournament. So usually when I play by black, I'm pretty peaceful.
Yeah, and so a draw with black is very good for you in that situation.
Yeah, especially when my target before the tournament was plus 3, which would make me to break even my rating, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah, because also usually with white I'm trying to put some little pressure, but with black I'm fine with draw mostly.
Right.
But actually that's very good attitude that he rejected my draw.
Yeah.
And he wanted to keep playing as he is very young. So
yeah. Should young players keep playing almost all the time in early positions like this?
I think so. I'm kind of surprised that I'm able to make so many draws without playing. Actually, I shouldn't say it. Can you erase it?
No, it's fine. I mean, it's a legitimate strategy to take an early draw with black so that you can be ready to play with white, right?
Yeah, but after those wars, now when I offer a draw in the next tournament, who will accept it?
Yeah, they won't accept it now. You're right. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so what happened here? Yeah, it's clear. Yeah, clear he's gonna go for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is good attitude. When you are young, then you should try to learn as much as possible from every game. You shouldn't be just directed for norms or results. Yeah. When you progress, when you are starting playing better, then your rating will skyrocket eventually by itself. You don't have to worry about that. So yeah, here f5, of course. I like to call it the exchange on our conditions. If I took it, that would be the exchange on his conditions as I develop his piece.
Right.
And here, if he takes it after f5, then like it opens my f file and my pawns in the center are pretty strong. So
Yeah, and the g2 bishop is locked out. It's useless.
yeah, so the concept is extremely easy, but it's very useful.
Yeah.
Knight d2.
Oh,
And
so he did take. Wow.
yeah, because his idea here is to try to play through f3.
Oh,
And yeah, here I think I checked it with the computer and I made some inaccuracy, bishop d6, which looks completely normal. Because eventually I thought that the bishop belongs to d6 to open the queen and somehow finish the development.
Yeah.
He played f3, ef, and yeah, I think computer was claiming that ef here was very strong, like, and trying to change the structure.
Yeah,
and
that seems more natural than.
Yeah, actually during the game I was pretty afraid of this, but I was like, okay, I will take first and I will see what he will do. If he takes ef, I will try to take care of that somehow. Like, but yeah, this is problem because I guess f4 is coming, knight f3, rook e1.
Yeah, and the e6 pawn is.
Yeah, so if I don't do anything, I might be in trouble eventually if I allow to fix the structure like this. But yeah, I don't know what would I do actually, as I told you that I wasn't really prepared. Like, but
so the relief that he played bishop f3.
Yes, yeah, bishop f3 actually I think is the worst take here. Yeah. Probably knight f3 is better. It's kind of logical because he is trying to play e4, but now I have very nice move queen g5.
Yeah.
And e4 is impossible because of bishop g3.
Right.
And there is like, yeah, I think I'm winning just that. So he played king g2, which is good, and now I think he wants to play e4 again.
Right.
And I played knight f6. However, this was also inaccuracy. Like, according to computer, I think bishop b7 was very strong. And there is a very nice line that after I didn't want to play bishop b7 because I was like, okay, this doesn't prevent e4, but computer shows like knight f6 here, e5, and just knight g4. Like,
oh wow.
And going for this fork.
Yeah.
And if he takes, then I take. Taking is probably impossible because of this check.
The king is too loose over there, yeah.
Yeah, and the king is getting mated. And eventually, even if I wouldn't have like this mate with the queen and rook, like even move like c5 probably would be kind of like, you know, how do you deal with this diagonal?
Right.
So that was the point of the computer that I didn't see. So computer wanted to play this and rook e8, which makes sense.
Yeah, but you're not a computer, so.
Yeah, but this was kind of human continuation. Like, eventually you want to include all your pieces in the game, right? So bishop b7, rook e8 is automatic. It's just like after bishop b7, I didn't like because I thought that after e4 he will lock up the center, like, and my bishop will be closed.
Right.
But here is very concrete approach, like some small calculation was needed. But okay, I played this knight f6, and the problem of knight f6 is that my queen is kind of close now. And after knight f1, it's just like he might play bishop d2 next, for instance, and I'll be forced to exchange the queens.
Yeah.
And here I calculated for a long time move like this, trying to make something like this work. But I wasn't sure. Like, I wanted to play something like this for a long time, but I don't think it's enough. Like, because I thought I will create some kind of attack, but it's not so easy to open it up. Yeah. Like after knight d2, knight f3, or rook f1, and kind of neutralizing f file.
Right.
So I kind of agreed that, okay, I will play this bishop b7, and after bishop b2, I will just go queen f5. And this will be around equal, I guess.
Yeah.
But he went rook ac1, which I think was a mistake, because it's like good developing move, but now I already went for it. I played this knight e4 because now I have some more time, right? My bishop is already on b7, defending those two. So after this line, after queen e4, I have already rook f4 and instant rook f8.
Oh, wow. And you win the tempo with the rook f4. Wow.
Yeah, so now I was like, okay, now it looks like I'm pretty fast. So I just did it, but after knight d2 still, I wasn't sure how to continue here. Because he just wants to play knight. I think he wants to play rook f1.
Yeah. That's really complex there too.
Yeah, like...
who was ahead on the time here?
I think I was a little bit ahead, but the time control was like 1 hour 30 minutes plus 30 seconds and no additional time after 40 moves. So that was all. And here we already were both like around 25 minutes.
Right.
So, I played, yeah.
That's a short amount of time for such a complex position.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so here I played queen g4 to be kind of practical. I to play e5, queen h3 to create something. Right. If the knight moves to f3, then I wanted to have something like rook e4 always, right, and trying to put some pressure on it too. So he played rook f1, and now e5. Yeah, I thought rook f1 was mistake, but I think generally the position, black's position is very good according to engine here.
Yeah. Like
that initiative is huge here.
Yeah.
And after rook f1, I thought e5 is extremely strong, and that I'm winning here. But he played this move knight f3 that I completely underestimated. Because here I thought that it's pretty over, like because I thought that this doesn't work because of this queen h3, and he cannot defend the rook because of bishop c5. So I actually thought that here, if e5 I didn't like for some reason, because after de, I think I saw something that if I move queen g4 now, that he might play something like knight f3, and after bishop c5, he always can try to cover using this rook on d1. I don't know how right is it though. I did. But yeah, during the game I saw something like this.
Right.
So yeah, I was happy to see rook f1 here, because I thought that after e5, now when the rook is on f1, then I will always have this bishop c5. But he played knight f3, and I was like, okay, where do I finish him here?
Yeah, in the short amount of time that you had left too.
Yeah, we started getting both to time trouble, like 10 minutes or even less. Like it started being like very, very tight already.
Okay.
So I decided to just open it up to open my bishops.
Yeah, that's a logical choice too in time pressure as well.
Yeah.
Because you have all the pressure here.
Yeah, and here I played bishop c6, I think. I wanted to play this move, but I started having some weird like miscalculation. Like after bishop f4 at the beginning, I thought that he has to play something like this, and I will just play something like this, and he will be completely like, cramped.
Yeah, that bishop's dominating the position. Yeah.
But I saw something very weird. Like I thought that knight e5 might work here, which is I think complete nonsense. Like, but yeah, it was like super weird already, and I was getting low on time. I saw weird stuff, like, so I was like, okay, let's just keep playing like normal moves. Like I will put my bishop on c6, rook d1, bishop c7. I control all those squares, so I should be pretty safe. And yeah, here he played king g1, which is good, I think. Eventually he needs to regroup.
Right.
And I was like, okay, let's h5, h4 automatically. And yeah, here actually rook e3 was a nice move. And after bishop d2, I found this rook f3.
Wow.
And it appears that after ef rook f3, he cannot take it because of bishop f3, and
Yeah.
I just take on d1.
Right.
And also I have threats like rook g3 and discovering my bishop, just taking everything, like winning the queen and mating.
Yeah.
So here I thought it's over again, but he played this move bishop f4 that is extremely strong. And this could turn very quickly. Like here, I thought that it doesn't work for me because after bishop f4, the crucial move, rook d8, king. At the beginning, I wanted to go to h7, of course, as the king should be safer here than on f7, right?
Right.
But he had this nasty check, and wait, I think
this is wild.
Yeah, I think he had first something like this. I'm not sure actually, no, because maybe I have. Here probably I can survive by playing bishop e3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And rook e3 go for something like this. This probably a draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw this line, and I was like, okay, queen c2, g6, and how do I defend after queen c3? There is mate coming, and I don't have access to the diagonal. I don't have checks.
That is so crazy. Oh
yeah, God. so this would be pretty sad loss. But yeah, I played the move that I really didn't want to play. I played king f7.
I see why. I mean, your king's now out in the open.
Yeah, you don't want to be on this empire, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, he played rook f3, bishop f3, and fortunately here he doesn't have anything.
Wow. So king f7 turns out to be the right move?
Yeah, king f7 is winning.
Oh, and amazing.
Bishop e5 is just bishop b4.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, and there was something still funny here, like, because for instance, like rook d3, like, there is this bishop b4, and if he takes, I can take on f3.
Right.
Because of this queen. So this was the thing here. But here there was like something very, very weird. I think the move was here, like rook d3, like the computer shot, which is super awkward. But because of this pin, actually, it's like after rook d3, I think computer was showing queen c6, and now I'm pinned.
Oh my gosh.
But I can kind of counter pin rook d1.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible. I mean, the computer showing these lines is just mind-blowing, honestly.
Yeah, this is crazy, just. And I think computer was playing something like queen g2 here, that if I take that, he takes and the pin still exists.
It's back, yeah.
And I just needed to do something like this, I guess, here. Yeah, and after taking, I guess, this pawn endgame is just winning. Yeah, right. But if he plays rook d3, I would be like, what's that?
You would ask the TD to search the guy.
Yeah, like how many lives has this guy?
Yeah. And so then, what did he end up playing? What was the end here?
Rook f3 here, bishop f3, and h3, queen e4, and h4. Here is that.
Yeah, your bishops are way too strong here.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, what an awesome game, honestly, for such a time control where you're just scrambling. Yeah,
it was actually a lot of fun. Like, it wouldn't be that much fun if he accepted my draw. So.
Right. Okay, well, we're running out of time here, so we should probably wrap up. Okay, well, thanks again for coming on the show. I really appreciate that. And 1000 GM, thanks you for playing. And we appreciate that you're going to be a norm provider. Hopefully you'll crush everybody, and they won't get their norms, or they'll get them off of other people. But
are you saying it also to those guys who are fighting for the norm?
Well, okay. I hope everybody wins. No, of course not. But honestly, I don't know if any of them stand a chance, frankly. But we'll see. They're going to be training hard for you. So
definitely they do. I think I played many of those guys already. Like,
okay,
and
okay,
it's never easy.
okay. Well, I appreciate that, and thanks for your time today. So any last words before we go?
I think that's pretty all. Thank you for the invitation. It was nice being here.
All right, thanks a lot, Kamil Dragun. I appreciate that. Have a nice day.